Did you know that the biggest shortcuts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are gap jumps? And if you can nail them all, you'll shave seconds off your race. In this video, I'll teach you how to do all of the gap jumps in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so you can master the game. Let's face it, executing a perfect gap jump isn't easy. In fact, many players fail it for a few key reasons. First, timing is everything. You need to hit that jump at the right moment, or else you'll fall short or launch off the track entirely. Second is positioning, which plays a huge role. Are you lined up correctly? Did you give yourself enough space to build up speed? A lot of players struggle here, either overshooting or understeering, which can cost them precious seconds. Finally, each track has its own unique gaps and obstacles, so it's crucial to understand how to approach each one. Some are simple and others require expert level precision, and by the end of this video, you'll have all these problems solved. So let's get started. Here are the techniques and tips for mastering every gap jump across a few popular tracks. Number 10, Amsterdam Drift. This track features a big jump across the river. This one doesn't save much time, but is still useful to learn. And remember, these gap jumps will only get bigger as the video goes on, so stick around for that. Anyway, as you approach it, make sure you're at top speed and in a left drift. Use the mushroom before you're in the air and hop to clear the gap. But remember, timing your jump is crucial. If you use your mushroom in the air, it won't give you a boost. Number 9, Cheeseland. This one's absolutely massive, but the reason it's only a number 9 is because it's so hard to do, which makes it nearly useless online. I found it easier to do with this combo, but it is possible to do it with any combo. The jump here is tricky because of the massive gap you have to make it across. To hit the jump perfectly, position yourself on the outside of this curve before the jump. And be sure to charge up an orange drift before hitting the off-road, and then release it. As soon as you get to the off-road, use a mushroom and hop as late as possible. Aim to land in the corner of the wall here so you can realign yourself with the track. A perfect execution into this gap jump can shave off a huge chunk of time, but I wouldn't recommend going for it online due to the difficulty. Number 8, Yoshi's Circuit. Yoshi's Circuit has a small gap jump near the starting section of the track. This jump requires not only speed but also a hop into it. But if you do it well, you can even do it streamless. But ensure you hit it just right. If you go too wide, you'll miss the jump and lose valuable time. While this jump isn't very big, it does save a lot of time because it skips a whole turn. Number 7, Ninja Hideaway. The gap jump on Ninja Hideaway can be tricky because it's right after a tight turn. But once you learn it, you should definitely go for it online. To successfully clear this jump, don't drift through the turn and angle your kart straight towards the finish line. Then use a mushroom and trick as you're going off the track. The timing doesn't have to be perfect to clear it, and it's actually quite easy with some practice. Number 6, Rainbow Road. This one's absolutely massive, but the reason it's only at number 6 is because it's so hard to do, and you need to use this combo with a mushroom on 200cc. The jump is tricky because of the massive gap you have to make it across. You can either go too far or not make it back onto the track. To hit the jump perfectly, position yourself with this black line in the track. As soon as you get back onto the track after going across the off-road, use a mushroom and hop. Aim to land just right of whatever this blue thing is, and if you do it perfectly, your kart will just barely clip the edge of the track and realign you. This shortcut was actually found and done by me, so if anyone would like to use it to try and break the world record, feel free. A perfect execution into this gap jump can shave off a huge chunk of time, but I wouldn't recommend going for it online. These are just a few examples, and we'll get into the bigger ones later. But before we get into the bigger and harder ones, just as a general rule, know the track, set up your drift, and use your mushroom before you go off the track. For the jumps that require a hop, be sure to hop after using your mushroom, otherwise you won't get the mushroom boost to speed up. Every jump has a rhythm, and once you find it, you'll nail it every time. Now, let's talk about the hardest gap jump in the game. The one that separates the pros from the amateurs. The gap jump on Shy Guy Falls. This one is a beast, making it incredibly difficult to master. To pull this one off, you need to approach it with precision. First, make sure you're coming in with a right drift, but it only has to be a blue one. For it to be easier though, try to charge up an orange mini turbo. As you approach the jump, go to the right side of the turn to get the right angle. Then, just before hitting the off-road, release your mini turbo and hop. You should land right at this ramp and then trick off it to make it to the other side. You actually don't need a mushroom for this one, which is why it is such a good one. Make sure to trick off the ramp to clear the whole thing, if you are doing it shroomless. Timing your drift with the jump is essential to clearing it without losing your speed or falling into the pit below. Mastering this jump could be the key to your victory on this track. It's that important. I'll now quickly show you the last 5 massive gap jumps, getting bigger and bigger as we go on. Number 5, Dragon Driftway. Around here you can charge up an Ultra Mini Turbo, and then a Blue Mini Turbo, and once you get to here, hop, saving many seconds, even without a mushroom on 150cc. Number 4, Grumble Volcano. Now this one is not worth going for online because of its difficulty, but it is still fun to learn and do in time trials. To do it, start charging up a drift here and hold the drift. Then use a mushroom and don't hop. Hold your drift across the whole gap. Number 3, the DK Summit Double Gap Jump. To do this one, charge up a left drift when going off here. Then get to this section of the track and release your mini turbo, and just simply drive off the track and fall down, aiming for the boost panel to help you gain back your speed. This jump should definitely be learned by anyone who wants to get better at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And this is actually the most popular track online, and if you don't take this massive simple shortcut, you'll definitely be falling behind. Number 2 is the Mushroom Gorge Gap Jump. Now I know you've all been waiting for this one, so here's how to do it. Charge up a left drift, and as soon as you land from this bounce pad, release your Super Mini Turbo here at this little rock in the ground, and then instantly use a mushroom. If you use your mushroom too late when you're in the air, it won't make you go faster since your wheels aren't on the ground to make you speed up. This is a massive shortcut that you definitely should learn to do online. So you're probably wondering what number 1 is, since I already did the DK Summit and Mushroom Gorge Gap Jump. Well, number 1 is actually the Snowland Gap Jump. Now if you didn't know, this is actually the biggest shortcut in the whole game, and it can even easily be done on 150cc online, so it's essential to learn. To execute this gap jump, charge up an Ultra Mini Turbo starting from this turn, and then release it once you are lined up from here. Line up with this snowman to make sure you don't go too short. And if you go from here, Lakitu won't even give you a chance and it'll just grab you out of midair. How rude. Use your mushroom just before the snow and be sure to hop after using the mushroom. If you've done that correctly, you should be saving 4 seconds off your lap and successfully taking the biggest shortcut in the game. Gap jumps are a crucial skill for any serious Mario Kart player. Remember, practice is key. The more you practice with the gap jumps, the more consistent and faster you'll become. Which gap jump was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to keep improving your Mario Kart skills, check out the video on screen about secret racing techniques that'll make you even faster. See ya!